What's up, guys? Evan.Berard here. So, this is a podcast between me and my buddy Kristian Zoppa. Sadly, during this podcast, we had a lot of issues with it. Halfway through, the camera recording me died, which is a huge pain in the ass. And then at the end of the podcast, his laptop that was recording all the audio actually ended up dying. So, this podcast is cut a little short. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoy it. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit that like button for me. And I hope you guys enjoy the video.
Okay, so I'm sitting here with Evan.Berard. He is a welder turned social media marketer, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
To fund his dream of becoming a rally car driver.
Yeah.
That's an awesome story. So we're just going to hop right into your story. Tell me about, I think you said 8 months ago, 10 months ago, you were a welder?
Yeah, so, 8 months ago, I was welding in a factory just inside the city here. And it was my dream to become a welder who worked on the pipelines up in Alberta, making $500,000 a year. Because that's pretty good money, right? But
do welders up there actually make that much money?
Yeah, you make like $120 an hour sometimes. It's ridiculous depending on where you go with, because you're working on oil rig and the skill set you need is so like highly sought after that they are willing to pay like crazy amounts for people with that type of skill.
Really? Wow.
So yeah, that was my kind of dream goal. And on the side, I was actually going to try and do rally racing as a bit of a hobby. But halfway through, I started getting audiobooks and things to listen to. So the first audiobook I listened to was Think and Grow Rich. I had 10-hour days, 6 days a week, so nothing better to do. Listened to that several times, and after about the fifth time, I realized, holy shit, I am going to do this. And it wasn't too long after that I quit that job and left to start a business. Now, for the longest time, I was really deciding if I should try and continue with the route of $500,000 a year type of thing. But I realized I didn't like the job all that much. And I was actually almost killed in that factory 8 times from a bunch of different things. Electrical shock, falling from heights, giant pieces of steel falling. And the last time that had happened, a piece of steel about the size of a city block snapped and fell from a crane, slid against the concrete floor, and actually trapped me and my welder. I was welding, and what happened was my foot got caught up in the cords as this piece of steel went by me, and it pulled me along and almost crushed me against the wall. And that's when I realized, today I am starting a new career. Quit my job that day, and at the end of that day, I realized that Ty Lopez opened up his social media marketing course for everyone to purchase, and I bought it. I'm like, this is the best chance I have. I'm going with it right now. I'm going to burn all ships of retreat and just go full on now. So yeah, that's how I started my business, actually.
So 10 months ago. 10?
I think it's close to 7 or 8.
Okay. 7 or 8 months ago, you almost get crushed. You almost die for the 8th time.
Yeah.
And that's just, it's it. It's quits.
Yeah, that's it. I like to joke that I'm on my I'm a cat with 9 lives and I'm on my last life, so I'm going to make it count, you know?
Yeah.
So
that definitely makes sense. So while you were working as a welder, were you doing anything related to rally cars on the side?
Not really, but I didn't have any time. But before that, I actually turned my daily driver into a rally car by using my welding skills to weld on a huge bumper in the front, all from scrap. Went to the junkyard, got some scrap, welded the bumper, created a jerry can holder and like a tire holder out of an old quad frame and a bed frame, and I turned my car into a rally car and raced it a couple times.
And that's the video I was watching, right?
Yeah.
You were running through the car?
Yeah, exactly.
So you actually raced it?
Yeah, I raced it 3 times. 1 rally cross race, which is a point-to-point race, and then 2 rally X races. Yeah, I think that's what they are. Rally X races, where it's on a track.
Okay. Was that in Manitoba or back in BC?
Out in BC.
Were you born there? Did you live there your entire life and then move here?
I actually lived here my entire life, and right after high school, I was really getting depressed by living in the city. For someone who loves action sports, there is absolutely no opportunity to do anything crazy. So one day I saw on the news on the morning, and my mom's like, hey, take a look at this. It was a program where they take people from all over Canada and set them up in different places across Canada to work in the hospitality industry. The day after I signed up for that, I'm like, all right, let's see where this takes me. Let's hope it doesn't take me to the only place in Manitoba. But I ended up staying in a town called Valemount, just outside of the town of Jasper, like Jasper National Park. And I was there for about 5 months or so. So that's when I had the opportunity to meet a bunch of awesome new people and start racing a little bit on the side there and turn my car into a race car.
And that was after welding?
That was before
welding. Okay, so that makes sense.
High school, BC, came back, welded for about a year and a half.
Almost died a million times.
Yeah, and then started my business journey.
Okay.
So yeah, I think I've been in business close to the same amount of time I've been welding. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so 7-8 months ago, quit welding because you almost die. Which is crazy.
Yeah, right.
And I'm just thinking about a piece of steel the size of a city block.
Yeah.
What could that be used for?
Well, in this factory, we were actually building bridge components, and the factory is mainly made for bridge components, but we were actually at that time creating pieces for a dam out north. I can't remember where the dam is exactly, but yeah, these pieces of steel were huge. You got giant, massive slabs that span the length of the factory that took like 2 hours to get up on a crane and move around. I think some of them weighed almost 100,000 tons. So, yeah.
That's insane.
I know. And the thing is, the factory was actually so neglected. Like when safety people came by to inspect it, they told people to stop welding because there was too much gas in the shop. They told people to clean up their areas a little bit more and like just not do what their daily jobs are to save costs on safety, which was ridiculous. I've never seen like anything like that. I'm sure it happens a lot, but that's some of the reasons why I was almost killed, because they just didn't care about you or the employees. They cared about making money.
That's neglect, basically.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
I know. It was awful.
Okay. So almost die. And then you run into this Tai Lopez course.
Yeah.
So how did you hear about that? Was it a Facebook ad that was targeted towards you, or how did you find that?
Well, a couple days prior, or not a couple days prior, over the course of a couple of weeks, one of the employees there actually I became really good friends with, and he learned that I was a little bit of an inventor. So I was in the process of trying to create a welding helmet that allows welders to weld in the dark by slapping on really bright LEDs, and I decided to put in like a little portable speaker so they could do the same as I did to help me fund this race car driving dream of mine. And I also learned that he's an inventor as well. So I started doing a lot of self-development and looking into things to try and like better myself, to prepare myself to become something great. So I watched a lot of Tai Lopez on Instagram and YouTube. And by doing that over time, he influenced me a lot. And then he started talking about, he's thinking about opening up his course. He opened up the course the day I quit, which couldn't have been better timing. So that's where I heard about it, just from constantly watching him and things like that.
Interesting. So, okay, here's a topic that I don't know if you talk about often, but a lot of people find Tai Lopez to be, whatever, insert negative word here. Mm-hmm. And that's just because he's so out there with his ads. Everyone knows his Here in My Garage video. Everyone knows everything. So I when I look at Tai Lopez, I see him as legit. Mm-hmm. I don't see him as fake or snake oil salesman or whatever. What's your take on that? Obviously, you see him as legit as well.
The same goes for everyone else, right?
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that 100% makes sense. He definitely is, I don't know what the right term would be, but when it comes to social media marketing, he absolutely knows what he's doing. If you look at his Here in My Garage video, which has millions, probably hundreds of millions of views, and hundreds of millions of views of parodies of that video. He definitely knows what he's doing when it comes to that. And if that's what you're learning from him and taking away from him, then it makes sense to follow him. But I would totally agree. I wouldn't take everything from him.
Yeah.
Okay, so you enrolled into his social media marketing course. How much did that cost?
It was $9.97 US at the time. I had a fair bit of money from welding, but over the course of 2 months, I blew it all on stupid crap that I didn't need, but I thought I needed at the time to start out my business.
So what type of stuff then?
Oh, just like stupid little things like way too many business cards, a couple websites, software I didn't need and still don't need like 10 months or 8 months down the road. And instead of buying like a monthly package, I bought the yearly because it was a discount. Just really stupid things that I didn't need to buy and really wish I didn't. Like, I started up my first social media marketing business called e-cuisine marketing. And that failed miserably really quickly. And then the reason why it failed is because I quickly learned that I don't like the industry. I don't know all that much about marketing to restaurants, and it was specifically to restaurants. So I wanted to make a switch, but you can't go to a dealership being called e-cuisine marketing. You know, it just doesn't make sense. So I'm left with like 2,000 business cards, the old website, which was like $400. And on top of that, I'm having to start again a little bit.
Yeah.
Buying less useless stuff, but still.
So obviously the food restaurant industry wasn't for you with e-cuisine. So you pivoted to...
I'm pivoting towards a primary like region of dealing with anything in the automotive industry, mostly dealerships. But right now, to get my feet off the ground and to get practice with some of these ads and stuff, I'm going to other just local businesses in the area, just small businesses in general. But eventually it's going to lean towards only dealerships or things mostly in the automotive industry. Because not only am I a car guy, I know how to market to cars, and there's possibility of connections and sponsorships in the future with these dealerships.
Definitely. That makes sense. It's a win-win for everyone.
Exactly.
In that case.
Yeah.
So your current clients, what does that consist of? What type of industries are they? Do they comprise?
So my current clients is I've got 3 clients with a total of 4 locations. One client, my first one, is the owner of the Beachcomber restaurant down at the Forks, and another location kind of on Lage called Agora Fine Food Market. Both restaurants. And one of my other clients is a psychic medium, and I am doing marketing for budget blinds downtown in right here in Winnipeg, the Winnipeg branch of budget blinds. Also, I've got a really promising proposal coming up with my first dealership, Jerry Gordon's Mazda, which is going to be awesome.
Yeah, I feel like that would be a decent contract to have.
Oh yeah, for sure. And not only just like money wise, that's not anything I'm even concerned about. It's just knowing people in the industry and making friends there and just contacts.
Exactly. So what does a normal contract look like for you? What are you providing? What service are you providing exactly? Because social media marketing is such a blanket term that can be applied to anything.
Right.
What's your niche? What are you niching down in?
Okay, well, I provide a lot of different services, SEO, search engine optimization, Google AdWords, Instagram marketing, Facebook marketing, and Snapchat marketing. I'm very, very good at Instagram marketing and getting a lot better at the other two, but it varies for every single client. I also use all these different forms of marketing. I forgot to mention email marketing, to create a sales funnel for that business to get the clients in or the leads in and market to them at several different points. So let's take, for example, my most recent client, Budget Blinds. We're starting off with Facebook marketing and doing Facebook ads to target his target audience and get them into the system. And he's very interested in Instagram marketing later down in the future. And we've talked briefly about email marketing. So I'd use Instagram, Facebook to funnel them down into the email list and get them
exactly
clients.
So if we target, if we get specific with that. So for budget blinds, you don't have to tell me who you're targeting your demos or anything like that. But I'm just curious what type of ads you're running. Are they conversion ads? Are they traffic ads? Are they lead ads? What exactly are you running, and what's your goal?
Right now we are running 2 different ads, a lead generation ad and a conversion ad, with the intent to get people to sign up for a free in-home consultation type of thing. But once the audience is refined and a lot more highly targeted to get it for the lowest cost per click or cost per lead, we're going to go ahead and start launching a campaign for likes for their Facebook page. And in essence, by having a lot of people on their Facebook page, it's kind of like a way to, like an alternative to email marketing, where you put out content daily and have a core group that you have that they see your stuff daily, as well as constantly reaching out to new people. Makes sense.
So to get more specific on the lead ads, that's something I've never been able to master. When I ran my first lead campaign, it was a while ago, and I had no idea what I was doing on Facebook ads. I now understand it, and I now am making money off it. But before, I essentially spent $30 per lead, which is just way too much for me. Yeah. I don't know what your per lead cost should be for your industry, but for my industry, it should be way lower.
Yeah.
So $30 per lead was way too much. I spent $60, got 2 leads who didn't convert, so I just called it quits on that. I haven't ran a lead campaign in a while now. What would be your tips for running a successful lead campaign?
A successful lead campaign. Okay, well, it would get down to the targeting. So what I'm doing for budget blinds right now is I'm split testing 4 different audiences. And the first audience is targeted towards people who are looking into home renovation kind of things, just in general, just general interest, home renovation for the most part. Then secondly, I'm targeting celebrities in a certain area. So if you go to HGTV, you find people like, I want to say Rachel Ray, but I think she's like a cook too. I don't remember.
Yeah.
Mike Holmes. Let's go with Mike Holmes. Okay. I know who he is for sure. Target people like Mike Holmes or the Property Brothers, and just reach out and target a bunch of people there. Then afterwards, what did I say? General interests like home renovation, celebrities, the TV shows themselves and the channels. So the Property Brothers show itself, or like Extreme Makeover Home Edition. And then I'm also targeting just general stores in the area that people would be interested, like IKEA, Rona, Home Depot, and things like that. And out of those 4, what do you think would have done the best?
Renovations, I would go with.
Nope, that one was the worst.
Really?
Yep.
And that's the one I probably would have put my money on.
Exactly. So it's really impossible to tell which audience you're really having to market to until you test everything. You have to have an idea and test it. The buildings one with like IKEA and stuff, and the general home renovation did the worst. 0 leads. The HGTV one did okay with 1 or 2 leads, but the celebrities got me I want to say 5 or 6 leads from that one. And originally, this is over the course of 3 or 4 days. I let those 4 ads run to see which one would do best. After about 2 days or so, I cut out the ones that got me no leads, and I started to refine the other 2 that got me more leads. The cost per click went from $40 per lead all the way down to 19 to 9 down to 7 over the course of 2 days. And last night, I refined the ads that are getting $7 per lead. And I don't know what the results are right now, but I have a good feeling it's going to bring it down to around $3 per lead. There's absolutely no way of telling, but I just have a good way of feeling it.
Even $7 per lead is amazing. When you think of the per job cost of doing an entire house of blinds, we're talking thousands of dollars. We're not talking hundreds. Like the minimum job's probably $1,000 or something, right?
Yeah.
So paying $7, paying $40 for a lead, say, I don't know, 20% convert, that's $120 to get one client who will make you a minimum purchase order of $1,000. The math checks out.
Yeah.
And that's at $40 a lead.
Yep.
Say it's $3 a lead and you're really making money now.
Exactly. Plus, on top of that, depending on the services you go with, so if you go with Facebook and email marketing with me, what I'd like to do to create for my clients is a long-term value funnel. So not only are people who become a promising lead where you could pick up the phone and call them, people who are cold leads get put into the system, and over the course of time become a paying lead by constantly remarketing to them. So by paying, let's say, $120 in the spring, you're not going to see all those leads become clients, but by the winter time, all of a sudden that $120 you paid, 4 of those people want blinds from the long-term value funnel,
Exactly.
and you paid $3 for those leads, and all of a sudden you're making 10 grand from those people almost at the end of the year.
Exactly. It's
So-
just a drip funnel, right? Essentially.
Exactly.
You're just constantly dripping something on them. So they're so budget blinds is always top of mind.
Mhm.
That's what they think about when they need blinds, or when a friend asks for blinds. It's
Yep.
always budget blinds that's on their mind.
Exactly.
Interesting. Okay, so tell me about some other successful campaigns you've ran, either on different platforms or Facebook as well. I just want to hear about those. It's always great to hear about the successes.
Yeah, sure. One of the successful campaigns I ran was for my first client. We were doing Facebook marketing to get people into his email list. He's got a really good email list of around 10,000 people. Every month we send out about 5 emails, and he's got 2 locations. One location is just kind of like a store, so he can't track super well, but the other, since it's the Beachcomber restaurant, they could reserve online. In general, per email, he gets around 3 or 4 reservations out of those 10,000 leads. So marketing to them is an awesome success I had. But on top of that, to get one campaign we ran for, I don't know, half a month or so, costed about $100. We were doing a coupon for his other location. And what this was like, buy so-and-so, or enter to win a gift basket. And that entered people into the email list, which we remarket to, like I said. And then on top of that, when they go to the thank you page from entering in their information, they're presented with an upsell or a downsell, I guess, where it's like, hey, thanks for signing up. Why don't you take this coupon to get a free tapas to come in the restaurant? So we couldn't exactly track how many people came into the restaurant from that, but on both pages, there was a 94 to 96% conversion rate. So 96% of the people that landed on these pages entered their email address in to win the gift basket. And then it was around, I think in the high 80s, 89, 87% of people signed up to get the downsell to come into the restaurant for a free meal item from that.
That's awesome. And something you could do to take that even further is they bring in a physical printed off coupon, right? They give it to their waiter. And I heard this on, which podcast was I listening to? Some sort of business podcast I was listening to. There was this idea specifically. It was a Gary Vee, Gary Vee episode. And they were talking about how you'd bring in that coupon. The waiter or waitress would realize that, okay, this is their first time here, or they're here for this free whatever. So they give them a red napkin. So they know that everyone who has a red napkin.
Yeah.
Did you listen to that episode?
Yeah, I listened to that episode. It's the guy with
the Texas
the
barbecue.
bar flipping guy.
Yeah, no, was it that episode?
I think so. Yeah, it was the guy who goes into restaurants and flips the restaurants.
Yes.
Yeah, that's genius. Coming in with a napkin, like, wow, you liked our chicken? Here, write down on this napkin.
Exactly.
Bam.
Have a free dessert next time.
Yeah, come in. You like the dessert? You got to try our chicken next time.
Yeah.
Write that down, slam it on the table, and then
Because I think he said
golden.
it takes 4 or 5 or 6 visits for them to become a regular.
Yeah,
Something like that.
Let me see if I can remember the statistics. It's about your first visit, you have a 30% chance of them coming back. this is off the top of my head.
Yeah, so it's not right, but it's
not
close
100%,
enough.
but it's close. The second visit, you have a 41 or 45% chance of coming back. The third visit, you have a 45% coming back. The fifth visit, you have an 85 to 90% chance coming back.
Yeah.
So by using that method of like being the business owner and coming up to the people who like their food and getting them like to come in for the next times for like deals and stuff, you've just gained a lifetime customer from
Exactly. So that technically would fall outside the realm of social media marketing. But if you get them there through your methods for the first visit, that's all you need. And if the restaurant owner is a capable person, you tell them what to do and they actually follow through with it. The employees know to follow through with it. That's an amazing way, specifically for restaurants, to keep customers coming back.
Exactly. And just imagine the cost per click or cost per lead, $3. You paid $3, and over the course of time, you gained a lifetime customer. So most advertising, to get your message out to be shown to an untrackable lead, costs around $40 to $60 per customer with traditional advertising. You just paid $3 not just to show it, but to gain a lifetime customer. So the value of social media right now is stupid big.
Oh yeah,
it's so good.
I've been saying that. I had one big success on Facebook like maybe a month ago, 3 weeks ago, and ever since then I'm just so hyped up on Facebook. It's just so cheap right now to buy customers.
Yeah. And if you're doing Facebook ads, what I actually suggest, you run a landscaping company. Is that right, Kristian?
Yeah, well, residential maintenance, but essentially the same thing.
Okay, yeah. What's your target audience, just age-wise? Just curious.
40 to 55.
40 to 55? Okay, that's a little bit older than I expected. But what I was going to suggest, this is, I guess, could be applied for more viewers with a younger audience base, is one of my friends just ran a campaign on Instagram story ads. He spent in 24 hours, if I recall, I don't have the best memory, but it's like stupidly good results, $12, give or take. And he's gotten over 45,000 impressions, which means the ads have been seen 45,000 times. And he's got around 1,000 people coming to his online e-com store. $12 spent, 1,000 people came.
Which is definitely worth it.
Yeah.
Definitely worth it. And then at that point, it's not up to Instagram anymore for it to convert. It's up to your website to convert. So at that point, if your website is crap, sure, you can get 1,000 people to your website, but if your website's not good, you're not going to sell anything.
Oh yeah, exactly.
So it comes down to the website at that point once you have traffic.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what a lot of people also miss as well. I was helping a buddy with a Facebook ad yesterday.
Yep.
And I told him, I can get you people to your website for super cheap through Facebook. We can put up an ad right now, which we did, and you'll probably get super cheap people to your website. But your website sucks.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to convert. It's a waste of your money. Even if it is only $5 a day, it's a waste of your $5 a day because nobody will convert.
Mm-hmm.
So it's multi-pronged, and there's a million different sides to marketing and bringing value and everything.
That's why I say I build sales funnels, because you really have to make sure their website is good. You have to make sure their email marketing is good, their initial reach out.
Even the physical marketing too.
Yeah, physical marketing, your initial Facebook ads. Then you have remarketing campaigns. You just need to get the funnel down, and when that's down, you're golden. You're taken off.
Exactly. Okay, so you mentioned it earlier. So the niche that you want to settle in is automotive, whether it's dealerships or parts stores or places like that, just anything automotive.
Yep.
So is that what that post on Facebook was earlier today? I think Alex posted something, or maybe posted something and tagged you about used car dealerships. I saw that.
This morning, I woke up at 9. Our podcast was today at 10, and I'm in a rush. Like, oh God, I'm going to be late. Hop in the shower. I get a text. Take out my phone in the shower. Phone's covered in water. I'm like, what is this? Is this like some kind of ad? Like, can I get your go ahead? Yeah, sure. I'm not entirely sure what it is. I just like, yeah, sure, go ahead.
Okay. So he didn't explain it? Not really?
He might have. my phone is covered in water. You got like that magnification effect, so you could kind of read it, and then you can't really text as well because when you go to press it, it's like it's just chaos. So I think that's what it was.
Let me just pull it up so I can, for people listening. So Alex Kovalchuk, I had him on the podcast last episode. So if you go back, you can listen to that. But basically, he posted 2 hours ago, "Hello, fellow business owners. Who do you know who owns a small dealership? You might like what me and Evan.Berard are about to offer you." And it's a picture of a used car dealership. So I don't know. Maybe he's just looking for leads for you. He was mentioning after the show last time that he may be helping you out looking for some leads for you because he knows some people. So maybe that's what this is about then.
This guy is the guy who knows the guy.
Yeah, he knows everyone.
Crazy. Yeah, I'm so glad I became friends with him because he's helped me out so much. And also by helping me kind of get leads, he does cleaning. So I'm going to try everything I can to get his foot in the door in the places I work for. Eventually.
Commercial spaces,
yeah,
right?
So we're going to be helping each other out quite a bit by doing this. I'm trying to get enough time to start running ads for him for nothing because he's helped me out so much. I'm just going to do marketing for him for free, So, yeah.
And I know we were talking, I can't remember if this was on air or off air, so it might have been in the last episode, but he was doing Facebook ads and he ended up spending something like $2,000 or something.
Wow.
And for very little results.
Yeah.
For residential customers, or maybe it was like $1,000 or something. I don't remember. But he spent a lot of money and he had 5 or 6 inquiries for residential cleaning, which he doesn't do.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to help him with that.
Yeah, for sure. We're going to have to set up a time and like sit down and go over everything to really get a feel of his situation.
Yeah, and I feel like commercial cleaning would be such an easy thing to break into with Facebook ads. Like I feel like
maybe I don't know the industry. I thought restaurants were going to be easy. All the restaurants that I've been to are pretty cheap, and
that's the thing.
Like they don't want to even like. I charge a fair bit. Originally, when I started, it was going to be $9.97 a month for all the marketing for a bunch of different things,
and that includes your ad spend.
That does not include the ad spend. They have
that's
unlimited,
just ad management.
Yeah, ad spend budget. But they were getting like a bargain. I do all their pages and everything social media wise on that. Anyways, people were asking like, okay, I can't really do $1,000 a month, but can you do 200? I'm like, no, at that point, I am paying you. I don't think you understand the situation. I could get you a lifetime customer for $3. Why are you offering me 200? Sure, it might be expensive now, but next year you're going to have 20 new lifetime customers,
which will pay way more than the $1,000.
Exactly. Yeah. So,
and the funnels will be in place.
Yep.
So it's something that it's lifetime value for the business owner as well.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's a with a lot of small businesses you get that. There's just no money in the budget for additional advertising.
Mm-hmm.
And even with my company, it's tough for me to find money for ads. I get phone calls every single day from people wanting to sell me on advertising, whether it's traditional, whether it's magazine, whether it's online. I spend $500 a month on SEO, which has worked. I'm now number 1.
Oh, nice.
Yep. So that's for my main keyword as well, which is awesome.
Wow.
And then everything else I do myself because that's what I like.
Yeah.
So I don't have to pay somebody to manage the ads. I just have to manage the ad spend.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So, but if I didn't understand marketing, then I don't think I would have the money to spend there.
Yeah, it's really difficult to convince people the value of the services you offer, especially if they're kind of old school and they're still they still think radio and TV is still good. I guarantee you. Let me ask you this: how many of your friends your age, like from back in high school, watch TV?
Everyone watches Netflix. Nobody watches TV.
By the time we are older in our 40s and stuff, there is going to be almost no more television left. No one's watching television. They're all on their phones. Like Gary Vee says, we're watching a shift right now that's on the same scale as when the television phased out the radio. But this is even bigger because over the course of your life, maybe back then in the 30s and 40s, people had a television for their whole life. How many phones have you had since you got one?
A million.
Yeah, I've had 3 phones and I'm an anomaly. Like most people I know, 7, 8 phones.
They're flipping their phone every year because they want the newest iPhone,
Exactly.
the iPhone X, iPhone whatever.
Yeah. So not only is there a massive attention shift, people just don't want to do or be on the old forms of media. Even when you're in a car driving around, people in their 40s sometimes are on their phone checking their Facebook status and stuff and not even paying attention to the ads on the outside of the car. Even the drivers are on their phone. Like, you can't deny it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why traditional advertising, honestly, I think about it, I think I would do traditional advertising when I want to really expand. Mm-hmm. And I do want to expand now. It's just the money thing, right? So when I have the money, when I have an extra $10,000 a month, I'm happy to get some billboards. I know I'm not going to get direct return from that. It's a long-term play for people to see my brand everywhere.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's branding for me, traditional advertising. And if I want direct money like I do right now, I want to spend money to make money. That's Facebook to me.
Yeah, exactly.
And right now I don't have the throwaway money to just brand, and so everyone in the city knows my brand.
Yeah.
But eventually I will, and I probably will do traditional at that point in time.
Well, the thing is, because of your industry, you're marketing to 40 to 50-year-olds, give or take, traditional marketing is still very, very relevant to your audience base. If you're marketing to millennials, you are wasting, I want to say, almost 100% of your money.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's very relevant for what you have right now.
Exactly. And especially there's certain radio stations that I know my demo listens to, and I can just hop on that radio station with ads. Like Pizza Hotline, for instance, they're not the best pizza, and they're maybe not even the cheapest. They're probably, I don't know, a bit more pricey than Little Caesars.
Yeah.
But not even as good as whatever, Gondola.
Yeah.
But everybody knows 222-2222.
Yeah.
Everyone knows their ads.
It's the radio jingle that does it. That's the thing.
Exactly. And that's the only reason, I feel like that's the only reason they're in business. If they didn't have the radio ads or their marketing or their flyers or their entire campaign that they're constantly pushing thousands and thousands of dollars on, nobody would know they would exist because their pizza's not the greatest and the prices aren't amazing.
Yeah.
And that's all it comes down to.
Yeah.
They are just an established brand who has spent thousands on radio.
Also, the good thing is they were doing radio a long time ago as well. Like
they've been doing it forever.
Yeah, I remember their ads as a kid. Like the two jingles that stay in my head is Pizza Hotline 222-2222 and Don Vito's Collision and Glass.
Oh, Don Vito's, yes.
Those are the only two.
Don Vito, but also You'll Find Us. That one?
Not as much. See, those other two are so ingrained in my mind because of the radio advertising. I remember at the top of the head, You'll Find Us, not as much. But still enough, it rings a bell when you bring it up.
Okay, and here's the issue with You'll Find Us. I can't even remember the name of the company. Is it Sleep Country?
I don't even know, man.
See, that's the thing. But I know You'll Find Us.
Yeah, that guy who yells, "You'll find us." Same on the commercials and everything.
Yeah, but 222, everyone knows 222. Like the Pizza Hotline over here, their actual signage out front, it doesn't say Pizza Hotline. It literally just says 222-2222.
Yeah. There is something I remember reading in a book about psychology where people are more inclined to remember something if it rhymes. I think it's one of the 25 cognitive biases, but if something rhymes, people are much more willing to believe it and remember it than if something didn't. So even if something was 100% wrong, they would remember it for almost the rest of your life. Like, think of all the things that rhyme. For me, it's lefty loosey, righty tighty for screwing in things. You got 222-2222 Pizza Hotline. Doesn't necessarily rhyme, but it's like a repeating sequence type of thing. So it's kind of in the same ballpark.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just something to think about, and it's crazy.
Yeah, and then just another thought I'm having right now on the residential facing side, because we are right now 100% residential. We will get into commercial, and we will do commercial maintenance as well, lawn care, snow removal. But on the residential facing side, having a mascot can honestly be an amazing thing. Just a little like dancing around leaf or snowflake or whatever on our YouTube videos or whatever, right? Because if you think of all the companies that are big franchised companies, essentially every single one has a mascot.
Yeah.
That's residential facing and service focused. Who can I use as an example? A&W, McDonald's, all those guys, they have a mascot. Everyone has a guy.
Yeah. And it's not necessarily just a mascot that works too. When you said mascot, the first thing that came to mind is 1-800-GOT-JUNK. They don't really have a mascot, but they have a really like defined logo and like a really good brand about them.
Exactly.
So it's 1-800-JUNK basically, or got junk.
Got junk, yeah.
Yeah.
The whole brand image is the main thing for them. Mm-hmm. And I mean, that one's genius. And that's essentially the model I want to follow, because they took what is an easy industry to get into, where you don't need a lot of money. There's a ton of junk guys in the city. There's a million guys in pickup trucks hauling junk. And they turned it into a huge franchise that'll do $100 million this year or last year. I was listening to a podcast and with the owner or founder of 1-800-GOT-JUNK, and they're huge now.
Yeah.
With tons and tons of franchisees nationwide.
Yeah.
So it's crazy.
Didn't they start in Winnipeg as well?
No, not Winnipeg. I think it was BC somewhere.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, but in Canada. So we have that win at least.
It's crazy, the power of branding. When you have branding down, it does everything for you. That's why I start off all my videos and podcasts like, what's up guys, Evan.Berard here, kind of thing, every single time, so the name will stick with people in the long run.
Exactly, and that's why for me, I have the music I use, I had it custom made, so it's my music, like I own it.
Yep.
It's not stock music off bensound.com or anything like that. I know everyone probably knows bensound.com or whatever. What's that other one? Purple Royalty or something, Royalty Purple or something like that.
Yeah.
Anyways, I use the same music in every episode, just because you're listening to the episode and then the music kicks in and you get used to it. And it's like, it's that brand recognition.
Yep.
So it's, it's super important. And I feel like for direct marketing, it's not as important because you're looking for a direct result. So even when it comes to social media marketing, when it comes to Facebook ads, Instagram ads, you're looking for a direct result, a direct conversion immediately. But for the long-term play of brand recognition, that's where that comes into play. But also that's where more traditional marketing is needed, because you can do all the brand recognition and everything on Facebook, Instagram, social, but a billboard with your logo on it, it's kind of good for that.
Yeah.
It's kind of good for that.
No, I agree with you there.
It's not going to sell anything,
but
people will recognize you.
Yeah. And that's essentially the reason why people put up billboards now. It's just constant brand recognition, even though not too many people look at it now. But that's one of the main reasons. The only thing that I see, like, that I actually take notice in for whatever reason is Subaru bus advertisements. I never take notice in any other advertisement ever but those.
Yeah, you know what's happened to me? I look at everything now. I pay attention to advertising because I'm actually interested in it. So I purposely look for it. So when the flyers come in, I read all of them because I want to see which ones work. I actually have a drawer over here filled with flyers that I like because
that's awesome.
Because I keep them and I look at them. So whether it's lawn care companies that sent me flyers that I like and I can work off of later, or just random flyers, I keep everything I like.
Yeah.
It's my swipe file, basically.
Yeah, I do the same thing, but digitally. I see which ads work, which ads are the best. I take a screenshot, put that into a folder, 12 gigs worth of just crap. Like, that's all that it is. But I go back and reference it, and I'm like, okay, let's see what they're doing right. You have to model your success off of other people's success.
Exactly.
You know? So, yeah.
Exactly. Okay, so one of the questions I had, and we touched on it earlier, was the budget for pay-per-click. So everyone now, your prices have gone up. What are your prices like now?
It's a $750 per service. So let's say $750 to run Facebook and Facebook ads, $750 Instagram, $750 Google, whatever. SEO, same thing.
And then they pay for their own.
And then they pay their desired ad spend budget on top of that.
Okay.
So let's give.
Do you give them a recommended minimum?
Yes, I do. My recommended minimum to get really good results is $1,000 a month.
Of ad spend.
Yep, ad spend alone. You could get results with $100 a month, like $5 a day type of thing, but you're getting weak results, and it's going to
take longer to test it.
Yeah, it's going to take longer to test. It's going to like really bring you down. Like, man, Facebook ads aren't working. In reality, you need to outbid your competition to be able to get your ads out there. So if you do like $5 Facebook ads for 3 months, these people are paying more than you and you're getting disappointed because you're getting no results, and then you're going to hate Facebook ads. You have to start with a big budget and give it a shot with that budget. If it doesn't work, either you're doing something wrong, which 99% of the people are doing, or just your target audience isn't there. So all companies that target older people, chances are you're not going to get all that much use out of $1,000 worth of Facebook ads. You'd be better off with a bus bench or a billboard or something.
Yeah, it makes sense. And it really is knowing where your demo is. And it does seem like, I mean, I'm no expert. I spend a lot of time learning about it, but I'm definitely not an expert. But it does seem like a lot of older people are moving towards Facebook and even towards Instagram now.
Yep.
And I know that because my mom's on Instagram.
Yep.
And she listens to these, so hi.
Yeah.
But
hi, Mom.
but yeah, so older people are moving more towards Instagram now. So we're talking 50s. What I don't know about 60s, but like 40s to 50s for sure are headed in that direction.
Market is right now. It's making the shift. Is it still recording? Even though
I think it should be.
Yeah, for all of you listening, his screensaver went on, or it went black.
Oh no!
It died?
Oh no!
My camera died too.
I hope it recorded that. I hope it saved it.
Shit. Guys, so that is it for the podcast. The podcast crashed halfway through, or the computer. Thankfully, somehow the audio managed to save, which is awesome. I'm going to smash together all the audio and the video to get you guys a nice, good podcast and put it on YouTube. But I think it went pretty good. How about yourself, Kristian?
Yeah, it was great. Pleasure having you on.
Honestly, yeah, great pleasure being with you. Thanks for having me.
Definitely.
It was amazing. All right, now let's go home and get some more work done.